Hi guys, it's me. So, guess where we are? You can tell by looking at the walls and the floor. And this one wasn't so bad. I will say this, with some of the options they don't turn on this game, even in easy mode, this game is actually more like hard mode, because a lot of the things that are like pre-turned off actually are what made this game fun. And I only found out because I went in and started tinkering. I'm seeing a lot of complaints about how much harder this is than the old one was. And I remember the old one being hard, but not this hard. So I agree, but go in your settings. Anyway, let's get through this cauldron and see what happens.
I'll need these later, for sure. I'm not getting out the way I came in. There must be an exit somewhere. Made it. That was a long climb.
What the... I must have to do something to activate this one because... Wow. What was that? Well, he did say that cauldron was broken, and nobody knows why. But I wasn't expecting that. And that's what happens when the button doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Happened a few times.
I'm not getting out the way I came in. There must be an exit somewhere.
Is it just me, or does that look like a face?
from my stash when I need it. Must be an exit somewhere.
I'm confused and a little bit creeped out because I hate these places most of the time. I like doing them, but usually they have terrible, awful enemies. Yeah, I didn't sleep very well, can you tell? And nobody has a very good solution for most of them. A few of them, but not most of them. So, I think we'll be Googling this because I have no idea what the hell I'm supposed to do. Not a foggy clue. do not see any hints. Like, anywhere. Like, I just don't. So either I'm here too early, which is not the case according to my level, or there's something I'm missing out in the wilds before I can get up there. Because I should be able to get into that cauldron and I can't. So I think it's blocked the cauldron. I think they made a mysterious story and blocked the cauldron until you get to a certain point. What's this? This is nothing. No, nothing. So I think what it does is it leaves the cauldron deactivated until you get probably through Poseidon. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Pack's full, but my stash has room. Be an exit somewhere. Made it. That was a long climb.
Probably not going to do it, but we'll go snoop.
through that now. Gotta be ready. see this every day. Now's my chance! I'll grab this now.
Somebody did a lot of homework on that twister. Did you see it go through? That dust devil looked so good. Like, it looks so much like that. Like, wow. Now I can't remember where I'm going. I was going back to the base, but I can't seem to remember where it is. I thought it was here. Wow. Yeah. Aha!
I see you, champion. Sit, please.
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.
You should know the rebels have been busy. They've set up outposts to the west. And I know the marshals can't deal with all of them, so I'd stay alert out there if I were you.
Thanks for the warning. Getting rid of those outposts might stop the rebels from killing more of their own. Maybe I can lend the marshals a hand.
Oh, it worked this time. Last time it decided to just ignore me and let me slap face into the bloody rock and climb it. I don't know what it is this time. Last time they, I think, spent more attention to the grapple hooks and the way things work. This time I'm noticing a lot of glitches on grapple hooks just not working and random crap glitching, and more than once I've had to go and save because an animal didn't show up and it was insisting I kill all the animals, but the animal wasn't there, and yeah. It's great so far. She is horribly underpowered this time, but I mean, considering what you guys and I have all been through with games like Fallout and Call of Duty and everything else that are such crap, like such garbage. So, but this one's pretty good. It's just they need. I want to see what the update did last night. We'll see.
How can everything taste like chicken?
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful war map.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, but I must ask. The woman Varlin Aaron brought in, she's related to you.
It's hard to explain. She's more of a copy.
Good. If she's anything like you, we've just gained reinforcements.
Maybe. You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith Spectres. They are faster and more agile than any machines I've faced before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Getting Ether out of the Grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's Mitford is now blessed by the 10.
I heard my friend Talana.
Briefly, she'll be lucky.
She'll be careful.
Whoever it is.
Have you had a chance?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, The Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one
I
to have
have
done
this
that.
dreadful, terrible feeling
Impressive.
that we are going to lose Aloy. And Beta will take over. I hope not.
Now
I
that
want
you
to
know
keep them
who the
both.
enemy is, do you have any questions? For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
What did Chief Akaro say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored.
Indeed.
I need to go.
On your way, then.
That's not what I want to do, though. I want to see Gaia, because Gaia has... I think it's... a little room where I managed to get this drone that everybody is beaking about, being like one of the hardest ones. And I would like to go up and put the... I think I'm going the wrong way. Yep, I'm going the wrong way. I need to put the drone info in wherever the heck it is. Him rocking away to death metal just unendingly amuses me. Just... I can't. I could probably watch that for 20 minutes and not fucking get bored. It's hilarious.
Welcome back.
Okay, data module's in.
I like this one.
Hey, Gaia. I'm back.
So I see what is on your mind.
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up. The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings.
I found her.
Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive, and unstable.
All 3 of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density, empowering my overall function. Unfortunately, as we now know they are in the possession of Far Zenith, attaining them in the short term is very likely impossible.
I guess our best shot at recovering them is by taking over the Zenith base. But we'll need Hephaestus and a bunch of combat machines to do that.
Correct.
So, Poseidon, what do we know about it?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Once it is restored to me, I may be able to improve conditions in the regional watershed. But it may have taken measures to protect itself.
I'll be careful. So, once Hephaestus has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes, and to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So you could build an army of machines. Attack the Zeniths and take them out.
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered, I could design, build, and command such an army. Given the nature of the Far Zenith threat, doing so may be our only option. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about using such technology to kill, no matter how aggressive the enemy.
That's good.
Indeed.
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Why did Ether...
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there. Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over. So they can build it how they want.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
But why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. So the Zeniths are the same people who left Earth, physically immortal.
From what we know of Far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the Odyssey in exchange for their expertise, given enough time, technology, and resources.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh plate.
Exactly.
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda, Verbena. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people on Earth. Do you know anything about them?
Unfortunately, no. My personal database is limited to those who... Additionally, it appears Far Zenith was quite secretive about their members. Only one, Oswald Dalgard, was ever
Right. He was the spokesperson back at their old launch facility.
What we can conclude from your end is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit to protect life on Earth.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the system. How could the Zeniths know that?
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the development of Zero Dawn.
Hank Shaw. He was supposed to steal a copy of the system for Far Zenith, but Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him first.
Yes. It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the system's design through him, despite his failure.
So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. While we lack the anti-shielding weapon, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a large force of combat machines, no shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's... not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And less pessimistic.
It is true, she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
How's Catalo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. In an effort to remedy this, I have discussed a potential solution with him. I believe he will want to fill you in on the details.
A solution? I'll check in with him when I can, then. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their
I have a
programming.
little dog named Maggie who
However, due
really
to
likes
Zoe's
to watch
perseverance, we may
Gaia.
have a
I don't know
workaround.
what it is.
Yeah, she filled me in.
Funny. She
Sounds
sits
promising.
here and stares. Just stares.
Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this life.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's Erend
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus. After an initial incident,
What did he do?
he unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess. Gaia?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate. Though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia. So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations, at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia, it used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solution.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with, too. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk. I discovered another AI there. One not related to Zero Dawn. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and had spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world. An effort by its creators.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus and... Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a... The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum, a memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures, and such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of...
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess they...
Yes. Data suggests that levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants. As it is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. When we read, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising. So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facilities operate to observe weather and machine activity. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout. Gaia?
Her presence is we exchange. It was the first of many listening.
Your friend?
Yes, though I...
She was okay. Thanks, Gaia. I'll be off.
Farewell.
Dinosaurs.
Well, I guess there's no eeky sneaky jump to a fire and then go smack them.
This will break my fall. give up the hunt soon enough.
I've heard from passing scouts that the Desert Clan's new commander is dealing with trouble in the clan. And again, that clan is nothing but trouble.
Thanks for the heads up. I should stop by Scalding Spear. Check on how Draka's doing. Oh, it is hot. I wonder what they used all these machines for. Using frost won't help either. not giving up.
This is why I usually don't come down here. I hate doing these stupid Ravagers. They're worse than the space ones. They're awful. Awful.
I see you, Cat.
I'll be back in a
Think
bit. I
hard
think I have to
before you
take dogs
start all
out.
this.